What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. We have an absolutely bonkers story for y'all today. Apparently, Colonel Carl Nell, seen right here at the 2024 SALT conference.
Non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity. This interaction is not new, and it's been ongoing. And there are unelected people in the government that are aware of that. There's zero doubt.
He apparently has been called out by a couple people as being the source of the impending object headed for Earth. Apparently, Colonel Carl Nell is the one that's been telling people behind the scenes, sitting members of Congress, congressional staffers, whatever, that there's this sort of, end of the world situation happening, an impending object headed for Earth, an alien spaceship, right, coming back to take back their bodies and their UFOs and do whatever with us, right? Apparently, Colonel Carl Nell is this person. Who is saying this? Who's accusing Colonel Carl Nell of this? Well, it's another content creator named Pavel. Runs a show called Psychoactivo, and he put out this video right here.
At this point, this quote is well known, and that's the name that I kept hearing. That's the person who was going on in Congress, going on unclassified settings, talking to either Congress staffers or Congress members, because right now, probably the best possible choices, if these were indeed Congress members, would be either Congresswoman Luna, Congressman Eric Burleson, or Congressman Tim Burchett. Those are the names that kept popping up too. And I wouldn't be doing this video if I hadn't confirmation from various sources saying the same name. It was him, according to that. He's the one who has been telling these people that something is coming. It's very vague.
And betters, please hit that like button. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Y'all, I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Now, before we jump to conclusions here, I would like to say that Pavel provided no evidence or proof of this. So he just called out this Army colonel who has served his country for decades, right, with no evidence whatsoever. Just said his sources, reliable sources, right? So called this guy out and said that he's the one responsible for this drama and this mayhem and this hoax, essentially, again, with no evidence. So me personally kind of jumping to that this is the guy, right, doing this, I don't know. It could be, but why is Pavel saying this now, right? That's also a kind of a question to ask. Why is he coming out with this information now? Because last year he also came out with some information like this, but wouldn't say who it was, but now he is. So I don't know. I know the information is going out there. Is Colonel Carl Nell the only one talking about it and it originated from him? I mean, what does that mean, it originated from him? That means that, so he's the one telling people, but is he the only one telling people, right? Look, what's interesting is Pavel isn't the only one that said this recently. Ivan Hanel, I hope I'm saying that right, is Luis Elizondo's lawyer, or one of his lawyers, also went on a podcast recently and said that Colonel Carl Nell is, also behind it. If anyone was going to be behind it, it would be him.
I do not think there is any apocalyptic event. I think that's garbage. But I would just say that if there were an apocalyptic date, and if anybody were spreading that rumor, and if that rumor were presented to Congress, it would be Colonel Carl Nell.
Oh, wow.
These are, pretty substantial allegations against Colonel Carl Nell. Again, no evidence whatsoever provided. And again, I get it. It's the UFO community. The burden of this community is zero evidence, right? That's literally what we live on. We live in the whispers and the shadows, trying to figure out, what's going on. And in fact, there's always this quote that people like to say. I forget what it is, but it's like, to paraphrase it, essentially, is like, dumb people discuss people and smart people discuss ideas. This thing, it's like, and people often say like, oh, why aren't we discussing aliens instead of people? We should get out of the drama and this. It's like, well, wait a second. Like, I hear what you're saying. And to some extent, I agree. But let's pull that apart a little bit further. All we have are people telling us stories about aliens. Is there an alien we could go visit that I don't know about? At some zoo or museum or so? Is there a UFO I can go visit that I don't know about? No, there's not. We don't have anything. All we have are stories from, guess what? People. We only have stories from people, so therefore we can literally only discuss people. Everything about aliens is speculative, which is fun too, but we have people telling us about aliens. So there's just no way around talking about the people in this community, right? And in my opinion, if you really want to get to the truth, that's where you get it. It's from the people. I hate to say that, but I mean, it's just kind of just a particular type of industry. If we had aliens to talk to or a UFO, I would understand that argument more, but we don't. So again, another incident where we just have no evidence, and someone accusing, former military member who served his country for a long time. I don't know. It just seems like it's a serious allegation to make against someone without any evidence. That's what I'm saying, right? Again, we just have to rely on people's, quote, sources, right? Podcasters, YouTubers who have sources. And you have to wonder, do they have the resources to really vet their sources and to make sure those sources aren't lying to them? No, they don't. They can tell you they do, and they can tell you they're journalists, and they can tell you they know what they're doing. But at the end of the day, they can't guarantee that, right? Because they don't have the resources to vet their own sources. And I get it. I don't either. That's why I don't have sources. I don't have the resources to vet that. Ironically, the name is vetted, right? But I'm aware of the fact that I truly don't have the resources to vet things truly properly for y'all, right? There's no way. You're going to have to make up your own mind and do your own research. I can only bring you what people are claiming and saying, right? And I can vet to a certain extent, but true vetting, I don't have those kind of resources. Very few people do. But a lot of people like to say a lot of things. So I personally would wait till Colonel Carl Nell, until there's something substantive, proof-wise, that Colonel Carl Nell is the one spreading this hoax and this rumor, right? And it could be very, very well true. But I would also say it can't just be Carl Nell. There has to be other people involved. And I would always ask the question, why is this person releasing this information now? Why is Lou Elizondo's lawyer throwing shade at Carl Nell about this? And why is Pavel throwing Carl Nell under the bus like this? For what reason? Right? Is there something behind it? Maybe not. Is it just they're just trying to get us the truth and tell us what's happening? Maybe so. I don't know. Teach their own, right? I'm not criticizing. I think it's important to provide evidence or proof when you make big claims like that. Again, we ask for evidence of proof of these other claims, right? And then you don't provide any evidence or proof for your claims. So you can't really have it both ways. So anyway, links down below. Go check it out for yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.